Hey guys, welcome to my kitchen. Another big exciting day in my kitchen. Where are we going today? That is a good question. Where are we going today? I'm thinking we're gonna go to North Carolina Boreo's kitchen, Cicero, New York. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna go in a time machine. We're gonna go back 50 years. Oh, I can't even believe I'm saying that number. 50, maybe a little bit less than 50 years ago, before I was old enough to cross the street, but I'm gonna say about 50 years ago. My grandmother, Nona Caroline, she would actually call. She lived right across the street, and she would call my parents in the morning often and ask for me to come over. I was her favorite. Okay, I know that's a shocker, but she'd call me to come over. I was named after my father. I'm sure that's why her husband, right? My grandfather, Giuseppe. But I would go across the street and she'd make me some treats in the morning. And this is one of those treats. So Nona would make it for us for breakfast. And it's just great, and it's delicious, and it's fun, and it's simple, and it's easy, and it's quick, and I'm gonna share that recipe with you guys. All right, so let's get going. So number one, you're gonna need some bread. So ideally, what's great with bruschetta is you can use stale bread with it. So I've got some bread here. I've got an olive bread. I've got our rosemary and salt bread. You can use Italian bread. You can use a baguette. You can essentially use anything you want. Next, guys, we're gonna want some cheese. So I'll tell you, there's nothing better than mascarpone cheese. It's creamy, and it's got that really deep, almost like a custard, you know? It's so good. And then it's got that little fermented feel on the back end. Oh, it's so good. And in this case, we're gonna use about 6 to 8 ounces of mascarpone cheese. We're gonna need some salt. We're gonna need some pepper. Today, I'm using pink Himalayan, earthy, briny. Pink is, you know, let's be honest, pink's sexy, right? And then we're gonna use some black pepper. Always go with fresh ground. Anytime you grind anything, it dries the oils out and you lose a little bit of that flavor. So we don't wanna do that. Now comes in for our sweetness. So often, now it's fall time, so often we're gonna use some of those fall fruits. We've got apples, we're gonna grill those. I'll show you how to do that. We've got pears, which is just absolutely delicious. What also is great with this is berries. Any fresh berries are great. Raspberries, strawberries, blackberries are phenomenal with this. Also, what's really great with this is different types of jams. Orange marmalade was something that was really popular in my grandmother's kitchen. Raspberry jam was really popular. Fig jam, right? Oh, so great. But this is often what we would have. We actually had apple and pear trees right in the backyard, so we would often use apples and pears. We're gonna wanna add a little bit of delicious sweetness to it. So here I've got some honey, and I'm gonna use about 4 to 5 tablespoons of honey, and we're gonna use that, drizzle that over the top. Oh, it's gonna be great. We're definitely gonna need some olive oil. Now in this case, it's an Italian dish. You know, I'm thinking, what would Nona Caroline Boreo use? She'd want something Italian, because, you know, Italian olive oil is always the best. She's gonna want something from Puglia. Best olive oil in the world comes from Puglia. Earthy, grassy, peppery, little cough, something really good. Hey, anybody new to our channel? We've got a farm in Italy. It's right at my villa, right in Puglia, Italy, right above the heel. And I named the company after my 2 boys, Vito and Joe's. And I know what you're thinking. Boy, I'd love to get a few bottles for myself. I would love for you to get a few bottles for yourself too. So listen, just hit the link above or below, click it, it'll bring you right to my Facebook page, or you can go to cookingitalianwithjoe.com and go right to my webpage and just click buy it now. We'll literally drop ship you some bottles of olive oil right to your front doorstep. And when I think of that, and I know the oil came from all the farms that we co-op with in Italy, you know, I think of it as taking a trip to Italy right in the bottles. Okay, last ingredient that doesn't mix in this, you're gonna need some coffee, guys. So espresso lungo is really nice. You know, where you get a couple of shots of espresso and you add a little water, right? And then you can add maybe a little bit of like just a little frothy milk on the top of that. That's not a bad way to start your morning. Or you can have the Americanized version of coffee, which is great. We often in our house essentially had a latte, you know, so that we would make coffee and add a lot of hot milk to it. Which was always nice, and my dad would usually make something kind of sweet for the top. All right, enough chatting, let's get cooking. Let's start working on our bread first thing. Guys, real simple, I got my grill going right over here. So I'm gonna go ahead and grab my bread. We're gonna go ahead and start slicing this. This outside is gonna be really hard, so I'm just gonna cut that and discard that. Now, you see my bread, I still got a little flex to it, so we're still in pretty good shape here. So I'm gonna go ahead and cut some slices. And guys, I want just under a 1/2 inch on my slice. Beautiful, just like that. Next, guys, I'm gonna need some olive oil, so obviously some Vito and Joe's. Probably 4 or 5 tablespoons. I'm gonna take the olive oil with a brush and I'm gonna rub olive oil all over the bread. And do it liberally, you know, do a lot of oil. Don't be shy with your oil. Now that the bread's done, guys, I'm gonna spread the bread evenly across my cutting board. I'm gonna grab my salt and pepper And just with my salt, isn't that beautiful, that dish? Olive wood with a kind of a live edge, that's gorgeous. I'm gonna grab just a little bit of salt, and I'm gonna do a light sprinkle, because there's already salt in the bread. And then I'm gonna take some black pepper, and I'm gonna do light. I don't want a heavy black pepper. And then I'm gonna flip them. Same thing, I'm gonna take my salt, fresh ground pepper. Now my bread is done, ready to rock. Next, guys, we're ready to grill. My grill is hot, so you wanna make sure that puppy's hot. Traditionally in Italy, these are done in a pizza oven, which is like 800 degrees or more, right? I've got a plate to put them on when they're done. And now I'm gonna set the bread across the grill here. Guys, quick tip, don't leave it. I know tendency is, okay, put it there, I'm gonna go somewhere else. Don't do it. Get your tongs and get ready to go, because these puppies will cook fast. So I'll show you. See that? It's beautiful. Flip them all around. Guys, the bread is done. So I'm gonna go ahead and take the bread and spread it on my plate. Oh, the aroma of that, it is so good. Now what I need to do is cut the fruit. So our fruit, we've got apples and pears. What I want here are large slices, and I want a little bit of meat to them, and I don't want to peel them. I literally want the skin on them. Simple, I'm gonna take the pear, and I want everything about a 1/4 inch thick at least. Beautiful, just like that. So there's our pear. Now I'm gonna take the apple. Same thing, I'm gonna take the apple, I'm gonna leave the skin on, just like that, perfect. Now guys, all my fruit is cut, so I'm just gonna throw that on a plate. Guys, a couple of tips, because this next part's gonna go really fast. My griddle is really hot with those grooves. My fruit is all set to go. I've got a plate. I'm gonna want a spatula of some sort and my tongs so I can move these around relatively quickly. Do not leave the grill. Stay right there and nurse them. And we're not looking to cook them all the way through. We still want to have the body, and that's why we cut them so they're a little bit thicker, but we want to create some caramelization on the outside, which is delicious. And we're gonna soften them just enough to where they become a nice, beautiful, soft texture right in my mouth. Another couple of important tips to make these come out just absolutely delicious. Number one, you gotta have Frank Sinatra Pandora on, or some kind of Sinatra on. I don't know what it is. I've tried other artists, but they always come out better with Sinatra. Number two, you got a button, a red rectangular button right down there, and you're gonna hit that. That subscribes you to the channel, and then you hit the notification bell. And that way, any new trips, any new recipes, anything going on my blog, Blogging with Borio, it'll come right to your notification box. And I say this every time, guys, it really means a lot to me when you subscribe to the channel. Hey, makes you part of the Cooking Italian with Joe family, you know what I mean? Olive oil, I'm sure you already got it. I can hear it being shipped to your house right now. So I know you got it. All right, we're good to go. Here we go. So listen to that. Oh, that's good. The pears are gonna cook really fast and they get soft really quick. First flip, see how it's starting to mark already? One of the things I notice, guys, is things just start to get a little translucent. Not that I can see all the way through it, but I can actually start to see into it. You can see that with that pear. And it's just starting to get soft, and that's all we want, just like that. Guys, we're done right there. How beautiful is that? I'm gonna go ahead and do my next plate. Guys, my fruit is all grilled. The pears and apples, oh, the aroma of that is just perfect. And like I said, they'll firm up a little bit as they cool down. We don't want them like piping hot on top of our bread. I've got my cheese, I've got my honey. The bread, same thing, is cooled down a little bit. Still warm, still delicious, still beautiful aroma, but not piping hot. Now I got everything ready to go. We're gonna start putting this thing together, and you know what? It's time, mangiare. My favorite time, it's time to eat. First step, guys, you're gonna take your bread. Second step, you're gonna take your cheese. There you go, perfect. I'm gonna take some grilled pear. And next part, you're just gonna take your honey and your spoon and just get it drizzling. And then you're just gonna drizzle it right over the top. That is absolutely delicious. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and put the rest of these together, guys. Talk to you in a few minutes. How delicious is that, guys? Guys, my favorite time, taste time. Were you guys paying attention? I've got my plate, I've got Sinatra, Vito and Joe's, and I've got my coffee. I'm just saying, you know, we want it to be a perfect experience for you, okay? Guys, I'm gonna take this one first. Look at that guy right there, right? So you got the honey, you got the grilled pears. It just looks so perfect. Oh, is that gonna be good? Boy, I wish I could give it to you right now, guys, I really do. All right, here we go. It literally gets better with every bite. It's got that savory with the bruschetta, as well as the sweetness from the honey and the pear. And the flavor of the pear is just, it's elegant. You know, it's just so delicious. And then you get the mascarpone cheese that just comes in as you're chewing it. It just literally gets better with every bite. The first thing I grabbed is the texture of the bruschetta. I know Nona Caroline is smiling right now, right up there. Boy, I'll tell you, brings me right back to walking in as a little kid, as little Joey Borio walking into her kitchen, you know. So great, such great memories. Just the aroma in the kitchen, boy, it brings me right back. Literally like walking back. I can hear her voice. Oh, hello, Jojo. Guys, thanks for putting up with my stories walking down memory lane. Now remember, real importante, hit that red button down there, the subscribe button and the notification bell. Make you part of the Cooking Italian with Joe family. Hit the link above or the link in the description below. Grab yourself a few bottles of Vito and Joe's extra virgin Italian olive oil. Love to drop ship you some of my family olive oil right to your front doorstep. And guys, my most important tip every week, you know what, a couple of times a month, get around the table with your family, tell stories, make some recipes, have some fun, burn a few things, what the hell, right? Remember to celebrate your heritage, and most importantly, guys, set some traditions for you and your family. They'll last you a lifetime. I know they did for me. Hey guys, from my kitchen to yours, until next week, mwah, buon appetito.